So interesting price action today. We saw Bitcoin in the overnight start to move up, try to break out, and then it's got repelled back down, staying within that bull flag formation. Now, one of the tidbits of education that I'm going to throw out today is that when you don't have a fully mature pattern, the probabilities that it fails are higher. And in this case, the breakout started, but notice it was only on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. Now, what we know from time counts is that the 7 is the key number. So you want to look at 6 to 7 as being that consolidation pattern that is fully mature. And fully mature means it has the highest probability of making that move up. So again, when you see like a chart that has a consolidation pattern, could be a bear flag, could be a bull flag, and it tries to make the move early on, and it fails, guess what? That's the reasoning behind it. It wasn't a mature pattern. It means that there wasn't enough buyers there to really sustain the move, and the sellers are still trying to control price. Now, as long as we stay in this consolidation pattern, like basically holding these lows, then this is still a bull flag, all right? And it still can potentially break to the upside. But I will say this, is that anytime you make a move like this and it fakes it out, it does scare a few of the longs, a few of the buyers there. So again, it basically hurts the bull case just a tiny bit, not enough to really derail it, but certainly you don't like to see faked breakouts or failed breakouts. All right, so that's where we are right now in the Bitcoin chart. Again, the consolidation continues. I still have upside at least up to about this level here, which is around 17,600. And then there is a potential that we could go retest all these lows here, pivot to here, to here, and to here, right in this area, even right around here, which is around 18,400-ish, 18,500. So if we did get a really strong breakout, I think you could actually pierce 17.6 and maybe go to 18.4. Like I've been saying, it's really hard for me to envision us or get past the charts in terms of do we go higher than that. I think that would be a hard case to do. If we did go higher, you guys know this downsloping trend line comes into place, and that would be your next level to watch. All right, let's go to Ethereum real quick. We're going to kind of go through some of these charts a little bit faster. Here you have this pattern, and again, we talked about how this bull flag, or really lack thereof, was not good, right? And the reason I say it wasn't great is because, number one, you got here. Now, you did recover and go back within that period, and you kind of are hovering there now. But needless to say, this isn't the best of charts out there, and I continue to think this is mediocre. I much prefer the bullish pattern on Bitcoin versus the Ethereum chart at this point, although we always have to remind ourselves that if Ethereum, or I should say if Bitcoin makes a big move, likely Ethereum would follow suit to some extent. It's very unlikely that one would go up, one would go down, right? So we just keep that in the back of your mind, but certainly the chart I'm watching right now is Bitcoin's chart. Let's flip over to Cardano. Cardano made a short-term higher high today at just under 33 cents. Remember, that's kind of the level we were talking about right in here as resistance right here. So again, it did get propelled or repelled back down to this level. I'd really prefer to see Cardano kind of hold the 32 cent area. Right now, we're trading just below 32 cents. We'll see again when the day closes where it finally comes to rest. Let's take a look at Polkadot here real quick. Polkadot, again, you could argue, and again, I put this on yesterday with you guys, the potential consolidation here, maybe a break up there. Remember, 1, 2, 3, immature. So here's your move up. Now you're consolidating, but remember, we just covered this with Bitcoin. Right now, it's an immature consolidation pattern, obviously favoring the bull side, but it's still an immature consolidation pattern. As it goes sideways for a few more days, we'll see if it can mature, and then we'll watch to see what that next move is, if it does play out to the upside. Short-term resistance would be right up here, right around $6. If it gets through 6, you'll have a little resistance at 6.25, and then this down-sloping line right here, which is around 650, 645. Next up, let's take a look at NEAR. NEAR I continue to hold on to. It did have a good pop overnight with Bitcoin, getting as high as around $1.78. Same thing like a lot of these cryptos, it's backing off. Still okay, though. I still like this chart setup. Again, looking for a general crypto float, which should catapult this maybe through that $1.80 level, and potentially even testing that $1.90 to $2 area. But again, everything in crypto kind of is revolving around Bitcoin and the overall crypto, big ones like Ethereum as well. Looking at Solana, Solana continues to consolidate. I kind of like the chart on Solana here. By no means do I recommend having a big position in Solana because of the risks out there, but I will say that the chart itself continues to just really consolidate in spite of all the negativity out there. I can't tell you how many tweets I read about how it was going to be worthless, and this was like 2 weeks ago. And so far it isn't. Now, it's not to say that it can't happen. It's just that when you see all that negativity and there's still obviously buyers underneath, which is why price hasn't declined. Remember, when price goes sideways like this, it tells you there's an equal number of buyers to sellers. So with all that negativity in social media, obviously there's some players buying, right? And again, then the question is did the social media get the small investor to get overly bearish and exit, while who's the one buying? Who's buying this in the underbelly here? And I'm not going to pretend to know, guys. I don't have any insider information, but it is just kind of intriguing that in spite of all that negativity, price is holding up at least for now. All right, and again, we'll see if, again, it gets some bigger move. We'll see, again, if it gets, if the crypto market rallies, does this start to really take off? I do think Solana, if I had to pick a crypto that could short squeeze, that would be one of them for sure, probably the top candidate. It's a big if, but that would be a possibility. Let's take a look at Avalanche. Avalanche made a short-term higher high today, which was nice, but same thing. Got pounded right back down as, again, we saw. And again, by the way, the reason why Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptos gave up their early gains, very simple, right? So I'm going to flip over to the S&P 500 chart. This is your daily S&P 500 chart. You're down about 2% on the S&P 500. So that's a pretty hefty drop. And again, that does take a lot of steam. You get down 2% in the equity markets, it's going to hurt some money flow that's been going into crypto. There's no doubt about it. And again, to me, that's exactly what's going on there. All right, so let's look at BNB real quick, see what's going on there. This pattern is looking okay. It's not the best pattern, but again, you could argue that here was a float up. Now you're consolidating. I'm not a big fan of this pattern, but again, it's not a horrendous pattern. It had a big move. So far, it's holding on to that. And again, we'll watch very closely. As of now, I don't have a level I would buy this at this point, but again, I will keep it on my radar as well. Let's take a look at Matic. Matic actually starting to make a bullish consolidation pattern. So I will keep my eye on this. 2, 4, 5 candles sideways. Consolidation, again, generally a right angle, which fits the bull flag. Consolidation factor. Still slightly immature, although it's getting to that maturity level. So worth keeping an eye on over the next couple days here for sure. And I could see myself, playing that for a move up to this $1.23 or so, $1.20 area on that. Quickly looking at Quant, I was looking at that quite a bit in the, a few weeks ago. Now I don't like it as much. You've got this little float up here. As of now, if I had to look at this chart, the one level I don't want to see it trade below would be kind of right here. Again, if it made a bull flag here and kind of sideways for a while, then I could get interested again. But right now, I'm not interested in this one. As again, it's kind of, and you could, by the way, you could see this top right here. And then look at right here, right? So if we just put a trend line across, it shows you exactly why price stopped right there. And then you could even say this little low here as well came in and then bounced, but that creates a little pivot low, and that's resistance right there. So amazing, by the way, as you guys learn how to chart and draw trend lines, you just start seeing things in the charts that start to kind of make it clear and make sense. So again, I'm going to continue to monitor as I always do, guys. I think I'll leave it here at this point today. Thank you as always for being members, guys. And again, hopefully we get some good action, some good price action for some more trades in the coming weeks. Remember, next week we do have the Federal Reserve FOMC policy statement, which means Jerome Powell will likely be raising by 50 basis points. Markets already anticipate that. As long as it is 50, I think that's kind of mostly factored in. Then it's all about his commentary following that. And then we also have CPI data next week too. So this week's a little quieter on the economic front, but we certainly will be watching the next week or so. You guys have a great one. I will talk to you soon. Take care.